Right, we should be live. We should be live right about now. Hmm. Let's see. All right. Oh, we are live 100%. Yeah, it's bugging a bit, but hold up. Yeah, it's bugging a tad bit, honestly. It's kind of annoying, but now it's good. Now I guess I fixed it, huh? See? Hmm. Yo, 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 yo. Check it out. Let's check out the official translation for One Piece chapter 1189. Welcome to the Hockey Nation, boys. Welcome to the Hockey Review channel. As said, we're gonna check out the official translation for One Piece chapter 1189. A video will be dropping either today or tomorrow on this channel, specifically talking about this chapter, but also diving into what's coming next. But just like we're talking into, we're gonna do in this stream. So, yeah, welcome everyone. See who joins. Yep. See what's going on. All right. Let's just start, even though nobody's here. Then we can make it into a video, probably. Yep, yep. Let's do that. Hmm. All right. Let's begin. So, chapter title: "The King of the World," and we got this cover page, not cover page, but cover request. And I initially just, I don't know, I initially just saw past it last time, or the first time I reacted to the chapter. Um, Thing is, this cover page is more important than it looks. You got Luffy, can't see, right? Zoro cannot speak, and Sanji, he he can't hear because he's kind of blinded. He doesn't listen to reason. Sanji, he's only got his eyes, right? And Zoro does not speak. You know, the nothing happened moment. There is some stuff that he's willing to burden or take on a burden for himself and not say a single word to the captain, to anybody. And Luffy covers his eyes. He can't see everything. He doesn't know what his devil fruit is. He doesn't want to. How should I say? He doesn't want to know about people's past. He doesn't. I think that's what this picture is about. But it's highlighting as well their importance. You know what I mean? It's highlighting both Zoro and Sanji to be extremely important to Luffy. And for normal viewers, yep, we already know that. What's up, Dan's Life? What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? I missed you, bro. Um, for normal viewers, you know what I mean? And for more normal readers, we already know that Zoro and Sanji are very vital to Luffy, right? Thing is, the thing is, that right now they're kind of far away from each other, and this is when Luffy needs them the most. That's what I'm trying to get at, you know. I'm not gonna do a whole stream talking about how the Straw Hats are going to save Luffy. That's kind of repetitive. We've done that before. But I find it very not weird, but I find it very convenient that we kind of saw all them three together in this cover page for this specific chapter. I think Oda planned that out. Yep, I think Oda planned that out. And once again, I tell you the importance of Zoro and Sanji to Luffy. Yep. How you doing, Den's Life? How you doing? There is no One Piece. What have you been up to? We got another one saying hi. What's up, man? How you doing? How are we doing, guys? Hold up. There's kind of a problem with chilling doing your laundry. Yeah, good job, man. You gotta do the chores of the house, of course. Um, there is one slight problem with the stream is that I cannot see who's commenting on the vertical view. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to fix that. I can only see it on screen. That's the problem. Hold on. Let me try to. How about I try to fix it? All right. Okay, I have to do it like this, I think. All right, no problemo whatsoever. So yeah, let's go back to the chapter and kind of see where we're headed. Because I think we're in for a lot. I'm kind of scared for Scupper Gabon, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Let's just read the official translation because a lot of stuff gets kind of lost in translation when it comes to the scans. Especially for this one, the scans were terrible. Very terrible. Excuse me, guys, but it was. So, Luffy's in pain. Let's try to understand everything. Luffy is in pain. He's in more pain as Imu stabs him right through the tree, crucifying him just like Jesus, which is fucking messed up. And this we already talked about already, but Usopp notices it. Thing is, people were saying that this was the first time since Dressrosa that Usopp had kind of shown us a bit of hockey. And I disagree. I very much disagree with that. Why? Because I'm going to pull up the exact chapter, all right, where he displayed hockey in Egghead Island. And that chapter, people miss it. Now, I'm not 100%, let's say this, I'm not 100% sure that he showed us observation hockey then, but it's kind of debatable, okay? So, the scene I'm talking about is the one where they just arrive on Egghead Island, and Usopp is the first one to notice these giant sea beast monsters, right? And they're Vegapunk's monsters. So let me pull that up actually. Hold up. Let me just pull that up real quick. Hold on. Hold on, boys. So it's chapter 164, right? Hold on, 164 or 161? 161. Right? There we go. There we go. And if you go on to that chapter, hold up. Who's that? They kind of saved Bonnie. So okay, so that moment is just an anime only moment that I was thinking about. Hold up. Let's just see this once more. Hold on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So Bonnie is trapped in this water bubble, right? And Zoro does the bird dance thingy and he cut it. Right? Chopper flies away. Luffy trying to grab him. Okay, okay. So the moment I was talking about is very different in the anime and the manga. Or maybe the manga does not show it, but the anime does. Maybe the manga does not show exactly who says what, but look. So the Sunny is on the water, right? And there is a giant freaking sea shark under them trying to eat them, right? Look down. Good. She seems to be safe. Just how far is Luffy gonna keep flying? And that's why he tried to save Chopper, right? But they both cannot swim. So that's why it comes in handy to have a fishman on your crew. I think that Ron's trying to say something. She said, "Look down, huh? There is something scary beneath us. Let's scram before it surfaces." See, I don't actually know who says that. Is it Bonnie? Because I remember in the anime, Bonnie says, "Look down, look down." That's it, right? Something like that, right? Um, but here we don't actually know who says any of this. That's the thing. All right, I kind of I focused on that specific point. But yeah, maybe this was the actual first time that we have seen a hockey feat from Usopp since Dressrosa, which is actually pretty scary. Because why have the Straw Hats been neglected so much? I really don't know. But that of course he's trying to develop the story, or he was trying to develop the story more so than these characters, because pre-time skip they were already developed. You know what I mean? Luffy, Luffy's Luffy's okay, right? What? What do you mean? Don't scare me, Nami says. When has Luffy not ever been okay? Consider what it means that this enormous giant was defeated, Nami. Ah, Fishman, who's been defeated? There's no doubt that Luffy's haki suddenly grew much weaker. So they can pretty much sense that, but they still haven't done anything about it, right? Aren't you gonna be scared for Luffy's life, or you're just gonna wing it? Isn't everybody gonna be involved or something? I don't know. There, the ice is totally melted. Princess Shuri, don't heat her up too quickly. Don't worry, I have no heat in my body. Something like that. And what happened to you after that? What happened to you all those years ago? Isn't it you? It's you, isn't it? He says. Princess Shuri. And so Usopp's kind of ready. This I did not really understand when I first read it. So Usopp's kind of ready with the slingshot in case Gunko wakes up and just turns on them again. Not that Usopp can do anything, but he's just kind of ready. Ragnar is the same. So Ragnar, I thought he was doing something weird here. Nope, he's the same as Usopp. He's like, let's be careful of Gunko, right? Hey, please don't interfere here. It's safe, right, Brooke? If she's still the scary version. Wait. It's safe, right, Brooke? If she's still the scary version. And then cuts away. We're going too fast, Haruddin. They're going too fast. Oh, this is much clearer. Is this like the Haruddin gag now? Where he just... I think this is the Haruddin gag. I think so, because every time we see him, Haruddin's crashing into something, basically. Which is not bad. Not that bad of a gag, honestly. Not that bad. I cannot say it's that bad of a gag. Haruddin is a good character. He gets his own thing, you know. It's alright with me. It's alright with me. It's not always funny, but I think it was not meant to be that funny in this instance. But it's kind of his gag, right? He's kind of crashing all over the place, all over Elbaf. Okay, we're going too fast. How did it? Ah, whoa, ah, woo, wee, ah, woo. And Loki's like, what the fuck's going on? Chopper with the guard point, saving everybody. I don't I don't know how though, but yeah, if like the ship kind of fell. Holy shit! This panel is kind of all over the place. Not panel, the page. Okay, so the ship is destroyed. Kind of, yeah. It was destroyed on Loki. For fuck's sake, bro, he's already injured. Guard point saving Harudin, and who is that? Jared, probably. You got Ragnar in the background. Hey, what's going on? Eek, eek, right? And that's about it. This guy gotta learn how to land these freaking ships, bro. What were you guys trying to do? Okay, yeah, this is more accurate. Usopp say, what were you guys trying to do? Harudin, Jared, Chopper. Oh, thank you, Chopper. You're so cute and helpful. Oh yeah, well you can't butter me up like that, you jerk. Okay, so this is all normal stuff. There is no time to waste. Loki, show me your wounds. The perspectives in that specific panel is not great. Looks like Jared is kind of the size of Loki, which is it's very hard to do these perspectives and everything like so pinpoint consistently for every single panel, every single chapter. It's going to be hard, of course it's gonna be hard. So yeah, I don't really have a problem with that. I've seen a lot of people that do have a problem with that, and it is valid. It is valid. Yo, what's up, Muchta? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live, my man. How you doing? How you doing, bro? Alright. You're all bloody. Oh, no. I'm trying to... I'm trying to see who says everything. Because sometimes I get confused. And I think somebody says something when the other person says it. Alright? You're all bloody. Oh, no. Is this... Yeah, this is probably Jared. And then Loki. Yeah, and some of that was because of you. What are you doing here? Yeah, why are you... I don't get it. Why are you... Now I'm kind of crashing out at the crashing. But holy shit. You're gonna crash right on top of Loki, making the situation worse. Luffy needs his help right now. If anything, he needs Loki. Right? If you guys don't believe that Zoro and Sanji is gonna help him, fine. But like he at least he's gotta need some help from Loki, right? What are you doing here? Half half. If you're just going to fight Harudin, then go to Loki instead. But the children, he says, even if you save the children, is only a temporary reprieve. How do you say it? Reprieve or reprieve? It's only a temporary reprieve. Okay, I've never, ever heard of that word before. So let's see what it means. Yeah, something is temporary. How do you say it?
Reprieve. Reprieve.
Hold on.
Reprieve. Reprieve.
Reprieve. Okay. Yeah, so I said it very correctly, I guess. It's only a temporary reprieve. Do you really think that's the plan to rule over Elbaf? Do you really think that this plan to rule over Elbaf came from the decision makers at the revelry? He asked him. Of course not. No, of course not. I think it's him. And this panel obviously shows us that Ja Rule knows about the king of the world, right? And the Shanks flashback is going to clarify this for us. What's up, Will of Dreams? What's up, my man? How you doing, brother? Yo, what's up, King of making One Piece theories? Yeah, what up? What up? What up, Will of Dreams? It's nice to see you here, man. How y'all guys doing? I'm kind of going over everything, kind of trying to understand who says who and stuff, because the unofficial translation was kind of ass last week, so that's why I'm reading this and kind of discussing on what's to come. We will do that afterwards, of course, but yeah. No, of course not. I think it's him. So already here, Ja Rule is showing us that he knows. Loki, do you know who that guy is? He says, I think I do. Thou canst not move. And he's bringing forth a new sword, right? Cough, wheeze, wheeze. The sword, that sword devours thy vitality. And it's a new sword. How many will it take to end thee? Luffy's he's trying to say something, you know what I mean? He's trying his hardest. But he can't even speak because of all that damage. What are you guys saying? AI translation. The AI thingy was really ass. Yeah, yeah, it was. The only thing that was good about it, it was good coloring, right? It was good coloring. That's the only thing that was good about it. Um, but yeah, it was really ass. How many will it take to end thee? Monkey D. Luffy, a hateful name. And now he goes on his rampage, right? Not rampage, but his rant. Thou hast two brothers of different names. One brother slaughtered by the navy. And you can see how angry that made Luffy, right? You could, like, he's huffing and puffing. He can't even speak. He can't even like put into words how angry he is. But because of this freaking this damage that he took. And one thing I also wonder, but I'm going to get to that. The other prominent within the Revolutionary Army. And when he says that, right as he says it, he goes in for the stab once more against Luffy. So now he has two freaking swords in him. Two, they kind of going like this, cross. This one, Blade of the Sea God. Blade of the Sea God. That is also an interesting name. The God of the Sea. Umi, right? The famous theory everybody was talking about before Emu was introduced and everything. There is something about the God of the Sea. I don't know. God, Blade of the Sea God. As far as I know, there is no sea god in the mural. Or am I tripping or what? Hold up, let's fill the mural here. Mural One Piece. Hold up. Yo, this is very important. Um, let's pull this up. Hold on. Yeah, right here. Can you guys see it? In the yeah, kind of. Still Gear 5 though. Dan's life says, "We will he have a new scar or unchanged in your opinion?" He's gotta have two new more scars, right? Right. I mean, the guy stabbed him with two different swords, and they're still in him. If that is not brutal enough, I don't know. It should be two scars. I mean, think about this. Think about this. Zoro, nine sword style, his best attack to this day, even though people saying it's King of Hell or whatever, it's not. It's nine sword style, whatever. That attack landed on Kaido, and it gave him a scar. So Emu is stabbing Luffy in a brutal fashion, one of the most brutal fashions of this entire series. Like stabbing people, like people don't stab people in One Piece. You know what I mean? They kind of swing the sword. They do not stab. Even Zoro, never. It's not Bleach. They're not trying to go for your eyes or whatever. No, they don't stab, right? And so for Emo to stab Luffy two times and that not leaving a scar would be absolutely, but like absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's gotta leave a scar. It's gotta leave a mark in there. It's got to. So that's my opinion on the scar thingy. People want to throw Shirahoshi as Sea God, but I don't know. Right? Does ancient weapon needs to be distinct from the four gods? I don't think the ancient weapons are the same as the gods. And the ancient weapons are ancient weapons. So if Shirahoshi is Poseidon, then that means she's Poseidon. She's no god. She can control the rest of the sea and stuff. Fine, the sea creatures, whatever. But that doesn't have to mean that she's a god, right? I would love it if the gods and the ancient weapons are two very different things. I would love it. It would give like it's more, it's better that way, in my opinion. Now, can I explain why it's better? No, I can't. Let's pull up the mural real quick and let's read it once more. For let's read it one more time for the purpose of this sea god, and we'll also be looking up what we'll also be looking up. Hold on, what if it's got anything to do with mythology or something? I don't know. Sword of the sea god. Okay, so let's read the mural once again. Okay, within the earth there is flame. People succumb to desire as they seize the forbidden sun. Is this official? Maybe it's not. Ah, I want the official version of the mural. Hold on. I want the official version. Is this the official one? I think this is the official one, but I'm not really sure, man. I'm not really sure that this mural is exactly it. Hold up. You guys can't see it right now. I don't. Let me change that. Let me just make it so you can see what I see. All right, you. I think this is it. Maybe this is not the official version though. But let me read that. We can identify 3 weapons and 4 gods in the mural. I don't think so. Let's do it one more time. Why not? Within the earth, Mother Flame is found. People succumbed to their greed as they began polluting the world. The slaves forced to build this civilization wished for liberation, and so the sun god Nika appeared. The earth god grew furious, and with the hell flame serpent, what would be called the red line. Nah, this is not official either. This is kind of this is someone's belief, right? Someone's theory. Fuck! I want the official version for fuck's sake. Mm, how annoying, man. How annoying. It's so annoying right now. Do I really have to pull up the chapter? Hold on. Maybe I have to. Maybe I have to, but it is what it is. Sword of the Sea God. Let's look up something like, hold on. Sword of the Sea God. So yes, Sword of the Sea God most notably refers to as Fragrach, the legendary blade that of the Celtic sea god Manamen MacLear, which also features prominently as an ancient weapon in the. Okay, this is yeah. It's not really an ancient weapon in One Piece because it's. Hold on, how should I even explain this? It's not a real ancient weapon. It is more as the ancient weapon, or these swords that are beside the throne are ancient weapons, of course, because they're ancient. They're from an earlier civilization, right? 800 years ago. But the ancient weapons, that's different. Uh, I wish they come up a different name for that shit. Because calling these weapons ancient is just it's messed up, bro. I'm gonna be thinking like this is an actual ancient weapon, like Poseidon or Pluton or whatever. But maybe they have the same capabilities. I doubt that. That's another thing. But let's see. Let's see. Is there more like something, some mythology to this sword? See, no, this is Sea God Trident. Hold on. Hmm. Hold on. The Irish mythology, Fragrach, also known as the Answerer or the Retaliator, is originally it originally belonged to the sea god Manaman, or what the fuck his name is, before being passed to the hero Luke. Yo. What's up? What's up? We got how do you say your name? Lim. What's up, my man? How do you do? Are you good? Did you read the last chapter or what? Toei turns 70 today. Well, it's older than you and me. Yeah, it's older than us combined. Toei Animation. They legends, actually. They legends. Even though I haven't been the biggest fan of them for like. uh, Really, I haven't been the biggest fan of them because of obvious things. Um, but yeah, congratulations to Animation for being 70. They are legends nonetheless. They did Dragon Ball. So they did Dragon Ball, they did Dragon Ball Z, they did Dragon Ball GT, everything, bro. They like yeah, they're they're legends. So I'm happy for them. Anyway, um, is there something about this? I I really think there is something about this freaking sword, bro. Like, really think that. Powers traits of Fragra. Unstoppable piercing. It was said that no armor shield could hold it back. Wind control. The wielder could command the winds and use them in the battle. Yeah, I mean these weapons are really something. It explains why Zoro and Sanji are having a tough time when they originally just kicked the ass out of these guys, right? They kind of no diff them originally, although Zoro didn't really fight Summers, right? Zoro didn't really fight at all. It was only Sanji and Luffy kind of fought Summers, and he no diffed him, but these, yeah, you can see that these swords and the Omen power up was kind of something, which is not expected, because these Holy Knights, they don't really deserve the glory, the one in my opinion, they don't deserve the 1v1, the typical fight of Zoro and Sanji against their final villains of the arc. They don't deserve that. So that's in my opinion. Because they're just so trash. Not as characters, not as villains, but yeah, their personality is trash. Mythological context. Original Oler, Manaman Mac Lear, was the powerful ruler of the other world. If you could see it from One Piece terms, it's maybe the underworld or whatever. Um, it's kind of funny because you can't say that Emu is the leader of the underworld, but he lives on top of the world. You know what I mean? Um, Other treasures aside from the sword, Manaman owed self-navigating boat named Scuba Dean, Wave Seeper, and a horse named Anohar blah blah blah. Okay. Within the earth there is flame. People succumb to desire as they seize the forbidden sun. The slaves wished and prayed. The sun god appeared. The earth god grew furious with the hell flame serpent, enveloped the world in death and darkness, and they could not meet again. The second world, right? The second world within the nothingness, there is breath. The forest god sent forth devils. The sun god only aggravated the fires of war. The people of the half moon and a dream. Wait. The people of the half moon had a dream. The people of the moon had a dream. People killed the sun and became gods. The sea god rampaged, and they could not beat again. So we got earth god, sun god, forest god. There's three. Oh, the sea god is mentioned. Am I stupid or what? People killed the sun and became gods. The sea god rampage. In my mind right now, like the sea god is not like a mythological creature like Nika. No, it was something created. And there is still no evidence going up against that Emu still might be the sea god. But people think it's other, like, they think Emu is the earth god or whatever. Or maybe the forest god even. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see what you guys have to say. Not much. Not much, boys. I really wonder. Within the chaos, there is void. The meddlesome, lingering shadows shall remember the day of the promise. They will listen to the voices of the half broken moon. The sun god dances, he laughs. He leads towards the world's end. The sun will return. A new morning will arrive. He and they will surely meet again. This wasn't the official, but it's kind of did its job. Yeah, I mean, if the moon has also all these ties with the sea, and so it would make sense for Emu to be the sea god, and when the moon is kind of when the moon is up, kind of like the Sulongs, when the moon is up, his powers kind of glow large, kind of like the minks, their Sulong form. I don't know, something like that. You know, I've dived into this mural deep for a lot of times, but every time I get a different answer in my head. And maybe I'm not the most knowledgeable about mythology and whatever, but I'm doing my job. You know, I'm doing my best to try to at least understand what is going on. Is the troubled shadow remembering the promised day, be Emu, Davy, or other? Within the chaos there's a void, a meddlesome lingering shadow shall remember the day of the promise. Isn't that like so? The meddlesome lingering shadows might be Teach, That's what I'm thinking, at least. Teach, Shanks, because they know about this day. And you bet your ass, if Shanks knows about this day, then Teach does know about this day 100%. And like, that wouldn't go over his head. So probably Shanks and Teach. It's no coincidence that Shanks knows, right? And Teach knows. There is no coincidence there. And it's no coincidence that right now Shanks is going for the One Piece, whatever that is. Right now Shanks is trying to get the last poneglyph. Who knows? Maybe he knows the person with the burn scar, right? Um. So there are two people: half moon people and moon people. What is the difference between them? Is this is the half moon the D clan and the moon the Davy clan? Like the Davy clan is within the D clan, right? So it's gotta be other clans within the D clan, the original one. So the Monkey clan maybe. I don't fucking know. I don't know. It's hard to say, really. But the thing I know is that Shanks is fucking ready for this. Or not, maybe not ready. I think he's gonna meet his end. There's a lot of death flags around Shanks. Yeah, there's a lot of death flags around Shanks from early on in the series, in my opinion. You can have your opinion if you want to for yourself. It's okay. But this chapter proves it even more. Whoa, why do you think that? Well, let me explain to you. Why? The flashback we got of Loki thinking back to this conversation with Shanks. First of all, let me just read it for you, and then we'll discuss why there are red flags about Shanks, death flags, I should say, and why he is prepared, and why maybe Dragon is not as prepared, but now Dragon knows about the person on top of the throne. Now he knows because of Sabo and everything. But before that he didn't know. So I don't want to say Dragon is as prepared as those guys, but I think for sure there's not a doubt in my mind that Teach knows. I mean, his plan is to become the king of the fucking world. Don't you know? Don't you think he knows about Emo? Of course he does. Otherwise, why would that be even a plan? Like, doesn't he want to achieve the One Piece? You know what I mean? So okay, let me just not get overboard here. Okay. It's gotta be him. The one Red Hair talked about. I'll use this power to avenge the memory of my old man's and his soldiers. That's what Loki said. Wait, Loki, I understand your rage, but what do you want, redhead? Red hair. Are you gonna stop me from getting revenge from my father? I considered Harold a friend too. I'd be right there with you. But and if you got a serious Shanks face, then you gotta take it seriously, right? Right? Like, when was the last time we saw this serious of a face from Shanks? Well, it was probably back in Marineford when he tried to stop the war, or he didn't try to stop the war. He actually did stop. So every time Shanks has a serious face, yeah, guys, take it seriously, please. Okay. But think carefully now. The world government was trying to take control of Elbaf. That's not their end goal. It's preparations for war. Loki's like, huh? The world government is getting into a war with someone else? Well, that ain't my problem. My father just died, and my father died an unjust death. His soldiers were killed alongside him. Oh no, oh no, my camera. Wow, such a shame. It didn't even die, it's just the camera's trash sometimes. I don't know why it does this. I really don't know. Maybe it's overheating. I don't know. A lot of times it does this now, which is very annoying. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Oh man, there's got to be now. For fuck's sake. Oh man, I really. And I even lost my train of thought, but whatever. Fuck! This is. I hate when my camera does this shit. It's deactivated, activated again. Okay, we're good? Okay, we're good for the time being. For the time being until it breaks again. Welcome to the stream, everybody, by the way. Welcome to the Haki Nation. We're discussing One Piece chapter 1189. We're kind of going over it, thinking about what we could have missed or something like that. So Mujta says, I think I remember something being mentioned about the half moon in Wano. Yes, that was the crest of the Kozuki clan. So that's also got to do with the mural, 100%. Those of the moon, I think, are a few moon races, and half moon are potentially descendants of moon people with the mixed blood. Wow, that's actually a pretty good theory. That's very decent. Monkey family, you got the Shandians, you got the Davy clan, etc. Could be, but so they're actually so they're they're aliens basically, right? Huh. Very interesting. But let's go back to the point I was trying to make. Why Shanks is very this is why Shanks is very prepared for all of this, but also this gives more death flags on top of Shanks's head. Oh, world government is getting into a war with someone else? Well, that ain't my problem. My father died an unjust death. His soldiers were killed alongside him. I want vengeance for these crimes, that's all. And who's guilty? Who will you strike down? The world government! The man who manipulated Harold was the king of the world. And Ja Rule and Loki, they're laughing it off. They're like, what the fuck? What do you mean, Shanks? What do you mean, Shanks? The entire concept of the world government is that there is no one king who... Careful, Shanks. That's Gaban telling him, no, it's fine, it's fine. No one will believe it. So, I guess that king is the culprit. I'll take his head. Nice and simple. Here's the point. The king's power is impossible to measure. Go to the Holy Land. Wait. The king's power is impossible to measure. Go to the Holy Land and the mystery will only deepen rather than come to light. If it were that simple, someone else would have done it. That's the point. That is the point. Shanks is very conscious of his own power. Shanks is very conscious of everything around him. And I'm not meaning the crew and everything. No, the situation around him. Shanks is very curious. And maybe he didn't turn up to Marineford, and maybe he didn't try to save Ace. Or, well, he kind of did by telling Whitebeard, but maybe he didn't show up to Marineford before. Maybe it was because he knew that some pieces needed to be out of the equation and some pieces needed to be in the equation. Because if the overall goal is against Emu, then Shanks, Luffy, Crossgill, everybody, every piece needs to be there. Every single piece. And that also includes Blackbeard, Teach. If, for example, if Teach did not get the Gura Gura no Mi, which is Whitebeard's devil fruit, which has the power to destroy the entire world, if he did not get that fruit, maybe the promised day wouldn't have come, or wouldn't come. Do you guys know what I mean? Like, Shanks probably knew what was going to happen. Not in detail, but he probably knew some chess pieces had to be in this specific order. And some pieces, although we did not want them to go, they had to be sacrificed. So if Whitebeard wanted to sacrifice himself, Shanks knew it wouldn't be wise to stop that. Just let it flow. Because the normal trajectory of things, we're heading to that right now. Okay, right now. It's just the old and mighty had to fall for everything to be in place. I'm not saying that Shanks was weaker than Kaido and Big Mom and so he couldn't move. He was probably on the same level as them, maybe a tad bit stronger, I don't know. Like, the hack is crazy, but he knew while these two were standing, things would not be moving. In order to achieve the One Piece, in order for Emu to show up, in order for everyone to take care of the king of the world. Because what he's saying right here just means there is no way nobody's taking Emu on 1v1. There is just no way it's going to be dedicated the entire world versus Emu. Shanks is the scale keeping balance of the world where he can basically, that's basically it. But now he cannot keep the balance anymore, and that's why he's trying to go for the goal, right? What is his goal? How does he achieve the One Piece? No idea, right? Not a single clue. At least, though, at least we know how he knows so much now. So that's a plus. He's been to Marines. Wow. Clarified that at least. At least we know that. It's not time yet to fight. Shut your mouth. Don't tell me what to do. I don't care where this guy is. I'll destroy anything in my way. Don't be foolish. And flashback end. But these are some pretty serious Shanks faces. And Gaban tells him, yo, bro, careful. It's because Gaban knows about the truth, you know? And he knows that his captain fought against Emu. But not in this form that Emu is in right now. Nobody has fought against that. I guess he's only come down in this form because of Joy Boy and Nidhogg being together, and that probably frightened, not frightened because he's still OP, but that kind of made Emu worry, because overall the team up of Elbaf and the Sun God will be devastating, and it probably happened 800 years ago, but somehow Emu managed to win. How did Emo manage to win? How? That's a whole discussion on its own. You know, like there's a lot of pieces that gotta be put together. There is Nefertari D Lily, right? There is the Open Omi. This is two. There is the poneglyphs. There is Joy Boy being a giant. That's a fact by now. That's a real fact by now. You've seen his scale up against Emeth. He's a giant like 100%. But probably back in those days, all the people were giants. I think so, right? And the more the world got deteriorated with all these wars and whatever, people grew smaller and smaller and smaller. Maybe that was their kind of a human evolution in the One Piece story, right? You know, I always like love to talk about what I think and what I understand from the story or whatever. I'm just not good at, how should I say? I'm not good at taking in, like, for example, mythologies and whatnot. Some people are just crazy with that. Like, people could go on for hours talking about some stuff here and like bringing stuff from the SBS and whatever and connecting that to the mythology and whatnot. But I'll keep it to my own. You know what I mean? And there goes my camera again. Wow, wow, wow. Insane. That's actually insane. How many times do I gotta fix this shit and it won't get fixed? It's insane. I'm sorry, guys. I just said my sorry. Yep, this is what the camera does to you. It doesn't even let you speak English correctly. I'm sorry, boys. Yep, I'm really sorry, but if the camera shuts down again, we might call it a day. Because I also gotta need to let it rest because I'm shooting a video as well, so it's coming soon. Yeah. The camera will be back. Let's go. Let's go. Let's read through the bits of the chapter because there is some stuff more here. So let's go. I left home and spent a few years abroad. In the end, I never did find my way to him. So if that's the king of the world right there, I'll never get a better chance. A simpleton, a simpleton's idea of a plan. I don't know why he says that. He's kind of trying to play the big guy here. Even though I mean, Hardy clearly knows he's not the big guy. Even though he's the older guy, he's not the big guy. I don't know what Harden can do here. Does he develop some kind of power up or whatever? Does he sacrifice himself? Like I don't freaking know. What? But I got no problem with it. Give me a chance to avenge my father too. But the courage of Haradin is actually pretty awesome, right? I really love it. Um, because he's got no shot, but he looks serious about every word he says, which I like. There is not much comedy here, which is good. In this kind of chapter, you don't really need comedy. I guess the comedy was Haradin and them crashing into the scene on top of Loki. This is quite an absurd story. If there's a king of the world, then what are the five elders for? And this is actually also pretty interesting because we don't usually get this. Usually, the story explains stuff for us, but the Straw Hats and everyone else, they don't know about it. That's the usual stuff. You know? And so and so it's very good to how do I say it, to bring the Straw Hats into the loop, to let them be knowledgeable of all this stuff. There is no king of the world. If there's a king of the world, what are the five elders are for? Like, what are they for? And this is very good because now they start questioning. They start wanting to know even more about this world. So that is very good, and it will come in handy once we meet Vivi, once we go over the mural once again. Because hey, Robin didn't get a chance to read that shit, right? Robin didn't get the chance to like see that shit, bro. Not yet, at least. And she's the one that will decipher everything. No, stop. Stop trying to interfere. If you don't mind. This is Brooke telling off Ragnar, and Chopper is translating. He says, "I froze her because she's dangerous." What? You're the one that froze her? Yes, she was dangerous. But I'm certain that she's was being controlled. You see, this girl is like a daughter to me. Ragnar is kind of confused and like, how does that make sense? Like, you don't even look like her. And now, what's your prediction for the next chapter? We'll come to that once we finish this chapter. Okay. Um. Now here is an interesting part, and as you said, Mujta, what my prediction for next chapter? We're probably gonna head into this, dive into what is going on with Robin, Chopper, Saul, and Biblo. Um, and you can clearly see that Robin, she's not like she does not come out of the blue. She was listening in on the conversation because she can teleport her ears anywhere she wants basically and listen in, you know, and she's done it before. So that is exactly because she says this is all very interesting. So she must have heard about what they were talking about. Robin, come to the library, Chopper. Oh, stall, hey, and there goes my camera once again. Oh, I'm so angry, bro. Oh, you know what? You know what? Let's do it without the camera. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? You guys still can see the screen, so and you hear me, so whatever. Um, All right. So yeah, I think next chapter either will immediately deal with the Scopper Gaban and Emu stuff, or we immediately jump to Saul Biblo and them. But honestly, it could be anything. It could be another chapter of kind of showing us everything that is going on. These past couple of chapters, we haven't really been focusing in on one specific place or one specific fight or one specific conversation. It's been kind of spread around, which I love, because everybody gets their shine, everyone gets their moment. That is the things I love, you know. Everybody gets time to be in this freaking arc, and so that's what I think. But uh, and then we cut to Emu. Next is Luffy still huffing and puffing. This will do more than slash the. At last, the third will be Axe of Jingtian. Oh, Jingtian, that's Chinese, no? Axe of Jingtian. It's gotta be Chinese. Yeah, Axe of Jingtian. Oh no, Jingtian is Japanese. It's Chinese. Headless giant. Whoa. Jingtian refers to a headless giant in Chinese mythology, a famous temple in Taiwan, and a place names in China. Right? The rebel god. Oh, it's a rebel god. Fought the Yellow Emperor for supreme power. Decapitation. Had his head chopped off. Damn. And buried in the mountain. Faceless fighter. Kept fighting with a shield and battle axe, using his nipples as eyes and belly button as a mouth. That is crazy. Jing Tian. We probably got like Oda. If Oda really wants, he can still make like a devil fruit that allows one to see from one's nipples. Like that would be such an Oda thing to do, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That would be crazy. Imu's yapping about a history of two people who don't give a fuck. You should tell that you should tell that to Robin. She would ask follow-up questions. That's funny, bro. Um Yeah, they probably don't give a fuck. I agree with I agree with you. Thing is, Emu still hadn't shown us or hasn't showed us his sword. His official sword. He hasn't showed us. Another question is, what is the 20th sword? Is that like Enma or something like that? I don't know. And why was there no mention of an ancient sword in Arabasta, right? But that it's gotta be Alabasta's weapon, right? People were saying that peacock slashers of Vivi is the 20th weapon. That is crazy. No, not a single chance in the world, bro. No chance, no chance whatsoever. Oh, that would be funny though. It would be funny, but no chance. There is absolutely no chance of that happening. I swear to God. But where is the 20th weapon? That I want to know, and probably Emu wants to know that as well. Um, Luffy cannot do anything, just huff and puff. And I really want to know actually why he's still in gear 5. How come? Like after a devastating blow, he should be just, yeah guys, I know the camera is not working, but after a devastating blow, Luffy should be knocked out of gear 5, so I don't really understand why he is still in it. Is it because of the earlier sword that sucks the life out of you, and so it's basically sucking the life out of the devil fruit? Or like I'm trying to come up with something smart here, but I can't really. Is it because, oh, listen to this, listen to this, it's popped up in my head. Is it because earlier when Kaido kind of shot a massive Thunder Bagua against Luffy, has a lot of stamina because he ate a lot. I mean, that's the simplest explanation, and it very well could be the case, you know. But I think if you're getting this hardly beaten, this like two stab wounds pierced through a tree, I think he should be out already, no? And like after he ate a Thunder Bagua, a very strong one, he was out of gear 5. You know what I mean? But he was probably out of gear 5 because I don't freaking know. Like I tried to explain something is going on in my head. Nope, it doesn't work. What I was trying to say is that perhaps before Luffy was kind of at the brink of death, and so he could not die and go on to meet with Joy Boy. Maybe the death of somebody can let them face the uh, the person behind the devil fruit. I don't fucking know, bro. Like I'm trying to come up with some Naruto shit for this, which doesn't work. Clearly doesn't work. So yeah, it's funny, bro. Um, yeah, we should get more into the mythology stuff, though. I really love it. Then Seaport got Dragon Damnation, Graham against 103 Mercies, right? Um, Honestly, Summers looks like he's kind of taking the piss out of Zoro. Even though Zoro does not look hurt or something like that, you know. But the sword and the omen, yeah, really buffed them up, which is, and for me, another proof that Luffy will be able to do the same thing in the future. Yes, he will be able to grant power ups to his people. I really believe that. Just like, no, not like Bonnie, but I think Luffy will be able to give the Hagoromo and like a boost of power to the people around him in the future once he understands fully the concept of Gear 5. I think so, yeah. 800 years ago, 19 kings who created this world took an oath of equality thrusting their weapons into floor around the empty throne. Blade of Chaos, Tohu, Vohu, and the Nemesis, Longinus, Stigma, Muramasa. We haven't seen Muramasa, I believe. Maybe Tohu Vohu we have? I don't fucking know. The Great One used Omen to bring them back and grant them to us. There are no lies among the legends each family passed down. You see, Roronoa, this is the power that conquered the world. From the Shepherd family, Graham. And now we cut away to Sanji. This fear has been passed down through the Rom. I always have it hard to pronounce Killingham's family. Romoshifu. Rimoshifu. Right? Rimoshifu. The Rimoshifu family. Longinus. Thou shouldst be honored to die by the weapon that created the world. Ah! Still screaming, and then Gabon comes in and saves him. Also, what's gonna happen to Gabon? Real quick before we leave the stream. Guys, what are your predictions? What's gonna happen to Gabon next chapter? Yo, please let me know. Let me know what you think about that. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to Scopper Gabon? Someone magical helping him out? Jared will pop out of the blue. See, Jared was kind of far away still, right? She's beside Loki and them. It would take her some time to get over there. Who's gonna heal Luffy then? Because Chopper is kind of summoned back to the library. So if nobody's gonna heal Luffy, then it's probably the power-up will probably heal him, and then we wouldn't even get a scar, which is absolutely terrible, but I totally could see that. I don't think Gabon might die. You mean you don't think Gabon is going to die? Yes, I don't think Gabon is going to die. He usually does not do that. I think we will actually talk with Gabon about the man with the burnt scar after this arc is concluded, whenever that may be. Maybe by the end of this year or early next year. But what if Biblu comes and Biblu is not gonna fight Emo? I'm pretty sure of that. His son. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, you guys have heard about the monkey theory and the parrot theory, right? That's fire. Amazing theories. Only few can help against Emu, Gaban, Jarul, Hyridin. One hit in the face, maybe. If Shanks, Dragon, or Kid shows up. Bro, leave Kid out of this, please. He's in the bottom of the ocean right now, just listening to everything is going on, bro. Leave Kid out of this, honestly. Kid is not showing up anymore. Please, Oda, for the love of God, do not show us Kid anymore. Nobody likes that guy. Nah, I'm kidding, but he's got his fans. He's got his fans. How delulu they are, but I really think, I really think, like, Kid does not deserve to be here. He kind of locked his way all the way. Kid is the best punching out bag to draw out the. Kid is the best punching bag to draw out time on Emu to bro. The thing is, it won't like. Mm-mm. It won't even take time to kick his ass. That's the thing. Kid is just Luffy without plot armor. I disagree. I disagree. He doesn't have all three types of hockey. He's not as fast, right? He's not as smart as you would think fighting wise. Maybe he's smart otherwise, but he's not as smart. Luffy is basically a fighting genius. You know what I mean? Um. No, I disagree. I disagree. I don't think Kid is Luffy without plot armor. But if you think so, it is totally fine with me. I just don't like Kid. I just don't like him. I got a thing against Kid. So, but um, like who is going to do anything against him? Will this really be? Will this arc really be the beginning of the final war? Like, will it start here? Will people be coming to Elbaf now and fighting him? I just don't see that. I don't see Dragon showing up. I don't see Blackbeard showing up. I don't see. I just don't see Shanks showing up. I don't see anything like this. And if Shanks shows up, it for me it wouldn't make sense. He was just on Elbaf. Like he was just on Elbaf. It would make more sense for Shanks to infiltrate Marie Joie, right? Because he knows. Because Shanks knows. Or if Shanks can feel the hack and whatever, then he would know that Emu is right now in Elbaf, which is very weakening for Marie Joie, and so he can infiltrate whatever he wants to do. I don't fucking know. Maybe the One Piece is in Marie Joie. I don't fucking know. Maybe the One Piece was moved, so it's not in the same place as Roger thought it was, right? Maybe Roger only got the answers, but the real place of the One Piece is in another place, and you have to go to Marie Joie to fucking find it. I'm skeptical of fighting Genius with Luffy. He did grow up with top tier fighters, but I think his instincts are given to him by Nika Devil Fruit, with Joy Boy's instincts. Hmm. I don't think his instincts. I don't think. No, I disagree again. I don't think his instincts is because of the devil fruit. I think his instincts came actually before that because was thrown into the wild. Bro was thrown into the wild for how long? Like he could go days without eating food. This was when Garp trained him when he was like 5 or 6 years old, and then even after he ate the devil fruit, bro couldn't even throw a punch. Right? Um, he trained himself for 10 years. I think. Let me explain it. Well, let me phrase it this way, okay? I think yes, the Nika, the Hito Hito no Mi. Hold up. Hold up. I think the Hito Hito no Mi is an overpowered, like it's a broken devil fruit, right? But I think you have to be at a certain level of strength, speed, kind of intelligence as well. Even though Luffy is kind of dumb, but fighting intelligence, fighting wise, and like aiming and everything like that. I think you need to be at a certain level to work with the devil fruit best. If I'm sounding clear, you know what I mean. Maybe you don't understand what I am talking about, but I think Luffy kind of had to train that way in order to begin grasping what his power actually is. Begin utilizing, I mean. And why he's a fighting genius? Because the gear. Oh, first of all, the Gear 5 thing is already there since the beginning, probably. And like nobody like why I say he's a fighting genius is because it's so random, bro. I mean, Gomu Gomu no Baka, he's completely dumb. He shut off his brain, and so he could fight Enru. Like for me, that is genius, right? Um, a devil fruit user changes your DNA, and Sabo says you hear the voices of the past devil fruit users. Yes. So okay, yeah. He did not work hard, but most 8-year-old would have died in the training without an advantage. I'm not saying he couldn't have, but it's hmm. Yet it was the yeah. The thing is, Luffy still thinks it's the Gomu Gomu no Mi. I think that's what's making it hard, you know. And he needs to understand what his actual devil fruit really is, which we also don't know. And therefore, that is why Luffy will even become stronger than Joy Boy. Why? Why? Because he's still taking things the hard way. He still don't know what his power is. He still thinks his power is a gum gum fruit. He's doing it the hard way. He's not utilizing the full potential of his devil fruit. And if they can hear the voices, he should have been able to hear Joy Boy's voice. Right? I don't know exactly the mechanics of that. What Sabo was talking about. Most of 8-year-olds would have died from that. Yeah, I mean probably but he's the main character, you know. And he's got the guts. He's got the personality. That's the thing. The personality is the thing that defies him. The people saying like its personality is because of the devil fruit or whatnot. No, I disagree. I disagree. I really disagree. I think like Luffy, his guts, his personality, his way of thinking, kind of wanting to become Shanks, like Shanks, but also wanting to become free and wanting to prove for the others that he will become a great pirate and everything like that, and also his true dream, which we don't know just of yet. Uh, all of that made him like align with this devil fruit. That's what made the devil fruit go for him. You know, because he had a similar kind of thinking process to Joy Boy, and so the devil fruit thinks, "Oh, okay, this is the perfect match." I don't think it was fated. Why is it fated? Just because somebody got a similar kind of somebody got a similar personality to somebody 800 years ago, it doesn't mean it's fate. I don't believe it's fate. Okay, hold on. Yet it was never the Goma Goma fruit, Baka Nika. We don't know. We don't know. We haven't heard Nika Joy Boy's internal thoughts. Also that. Sorry, Luffy's. Yeah, we like Luffy's internal thoughts are never showcased in the manga. Almost never. We maybe have gotten that once or twice in this entire series, which is absolutely insane. But Oda's kind of making that deliberate because if Luffy's self-conscious, then he knows where we're going, where we're heading. He kind of will know everything if he's conscious about everything. If we hear his thoughts, like it wouldn't make sense to go in this direction for the story. So, um, so for me, it's kind of perfect that we don't hear his inner thoughts. I disagree. If Superman had guts, it's not as impressive as Batman. One has the power of a super being, God. Yes, I agree. No, I agree with that, but that doesn't disprove the point. The point is, Luffy fought for the person he wanted to be. That's the point. He wasn't born that way. He wasn't born in a certain way to make the devil fruit align with him. No, it wasn't like that. There is some stuff that came to in Luffy's path and the way he's thinking, which allowed him, okay, to wield this devil fruit, to not wield it, to eat it. Like, for example, don't you think it's really a coincidence that Luffy ate this devil fruit? Like, is it not a coincidence? In my opinion, it is. It is a coincidence. What's the chance of Shanks and Shanks? He just stopped at that village, right? He knew Luffy from before, but he just stopped at that village. I don't know, to get supplies or whatever. He was just heading out. And so it was a coincidence that Luffy ate the devil fruit, that they had it outright in the open. Because who the fuck would think like a kid is gonna eat this terribly looking fruit, you know? True, he believed he wasn't special, but knowing doesn't mean he isn't special or gotten special fate. Things happen to him, no coincidences in stories. I mean, of course, the author has it. Yeah, I agree. Like in that sense, yes. in that, bro, in that sense, you're completely right. Like, of course, everything is planned out because, or not everything, but you know what I mean. Because the author is the one writing it. Yeah, sure, sure, but it was made in a way that it seems as though it was a coincidence, right? Uh, the fruit could have not just shown up there, you know? Why would it show up there randomly? If I don't like I'm trying to explain something, but it's not going as well as I wanted to. um, but yeah, I still believe it's a coincidence. I still believe. I really believe it's a coincidence that Luffy ate the fruit, but the fruit was aligned with his personality, and therefore he could awaken it. Buggy was a good swimmer too. The devil fruits are picking off the swimmers. That's he was a good swimmer. I was that mentioned? Do you want to know, guys? Do you want to know a fact, like almost a complete fact, almost a certain fact in this however long series, like 28 years, 29 years. And in the devil fruit users cannot swim and whatever. And the vast oceans of One Piece, not a single named character has freaking drowned. Which makes me really afraid because that makes me think that Kid is going to show up again. Like incredibly, like this is very incredible. Not a single character has drowned in One Piece. For me, that's insane. For me, that is completely insane, bro. Like you introduce this concept, and then boom. You want to know what else is also insane? No devil fruit power that has something to do with water. Which is no, that one is insane, but it's understandable because the devil fruits are basically the enemy of the sea, and so why would the sea grant the devil fruit its powers? I get that, but maybe rainwater, for dragon. Shanks was following Roger's message, telling him the information slash prophecy told him by Nika Joyboy on laughter. Wait, hold on. Could have been Jack, but he was a fishman conveniently. Man. Oh, he should have died, bro. Like, honestly, I love Jack. Des. I love Jack in Zoe. Was this like this supreme threat to everyone, and we had to resort to this massive elephant to kick his ass. But then there was not a single bit of focus on him in Wano. Not one. Not like nothing. And so he was just kind of drifted to the side and nobody cared about him anymore. And so Jack became not that good of a villain for me. Let's read this message once again. Shanks was following Roger's message. The information slash prophecy told him by Joyboy on Laughtail. Get the Nika fruit and bring it to Goa Island for the chosen one to eat it. Huh. Is it? Do you think it's that specific? I like if like listen. If hear me out, because I think Will of Dreams. I think this is very good. This is a good theory. But if it was that specific, then just tell him when the time is. Tell the Koziki clan when exactly it is the time to open the borders and whatnot. You gotta remember, like Momonosuke said, it's not time. Momonosuke said it's not time to open the borders. But also tell Roger to just exactly tell us when everything is going to happen. Like if it's that specific, oh, go to Goa Kingdom and give it to this person, or go to Goa Kingdom for this person to find it, or there will be a person in Goa Kingdom that will find it and he is the chosen one. That is very specific. Then might as well say, oh, well, in this year and this year, this will happen, and so we gotta do this and this and this. See what I mean? They don't die. They can't do anything in water like Luffy. He just sinks. No, no. If Luffy were to fall under the sea, he would eventually die. You know, it's just because Jack is a part fishman. That's why he didn't die. See, Will, it okay, so this dense life talking to Will. See, Will, it could be viewed as fate right there. Shanks likely brought the fruit onto the island with intention instead of just leaving it on the ship. Likely for Ace, who Roger stated he believed would be Joy Boy. Hmm. But fate chose Luffy. And then Will says, somewhat, I think Odas is threading the needle to have a story with fate versus free will. Yes, I love it. That is the comment. That is the comment of the day. Somehow, I think Oda is threading the needle to have a story of fate versus free will. He can only do that by letting his MC think it's his decision. I love it. That is the message of the day. Why? Why? That's exactly what I've said. The one that has all the fate. I think that is Blackbeard. And so it is fate and DNA and blood versus inherited will. Inherited will. All right? It is actually Blackbeard who has the DNA, who's got the blood, who is a freaking half Buccaneer, I think. I think it was also mentioned. Because the Davies have Buccaneer blood. So it is meant for Blackbeard, teach. But Luffy, on the other hand, has this inherited will, right? He inherited this will from Shanks, from Joy Boy, from everyone else. You know, from Whitebeard, from Ace, from Roger. This inherited will is gonna be fate against inherited will, right? And so, exactly, if he's gotta let the MC think it's his decision. Oda can't tell the reader up front, or it throws his message until he reveals it at the end. How how your will can change your fate? Maybe, yeah. Luffy heard the fruit call to him, though it doesn't mean Luffy wouldn't have wouldn't though it doesn't mean Luffy wouldn't have it's not on the red-haired pirate ship. I mean, I was trying to say, it's going to be inherited will versus actual DNA and fate. Okay, Oda's going to prove to us that Luffy did everything on his own. Oda's going to prove to us that inherited will win. And that because all the stuff, and not about or not about only what am I what is going wrong with me, not only about the will and fate and stuff, but it's about blood and kind of having a family without blood. I think it's about that as well, guys. Because just listen to me. um One Piece has always had that theme of a family that has no blood. The Straw Hats are that. They are a complete family, but none of them are related. And almost every single related family probably is trash. Like, look at Sabo's family, trash. His original family. Look at Frankie's original family, trash. They just left him, right? Not the Frankie family, no, his original family. Look at, um, honestly, even Usopp. Like, his dad is trash. He just left him. His mom was there, so that's not it. But um, yeah, Sabo's family, of course. Sanji, the Vinsmokes, they're also trash. But then when the family is beyond that, is beyond blood, when the family is about care and feelings and being friends with one another and taking care of each other and like these values, then you got the Straw Hats, then you got the three boys, Luffy, Zoro, not no sorry, Luffy, Sabo, and Ace, calling them a family. They were now brothers from then on. From the moment they saluted to the sake, and so that is for me the theme, right? Real blood versus the not real blood. I think that is the theme, or eventually, of the story. How it doesn't matter how blood is not, even though blood is thicker than water, it doesn't mean anything and stuff like that. Because you can have, you don't choose who you're born into. You don't choose your family. You don't choose how you're born, where you were born, everything like that. But you can choose who you make your friends, who you make your family, who you're gonna be with for the rest of your life. That you can choose. And so I think that is the essential message of the story. What you guys, if you understood that, what do you think about it? Please let me know. Honestly, honestly that came from the heart. Luffy heard the fruit call to him, though it doesn't mean Luffy wouldn't have. Okay. In the manga, Luffy says the devil fruit called to him, or a feeling. Yeah, I think it was a feeling. It said like the devil fruit kind of called to me, but I think it's a feeling like, when you get that feeling like, shit, I gotta do this, right? And so Luffy did it. I like the fate thing. I disagree. I don't think it suits Luffy. It suits Blackbeard more. But what's your what's your thought about what I just said about the family, the inherited family against the blood family? Let me know. I'll come back in one. Just I'm just gonna bring some water. Hold up. Um, you said thumbs up to family, spirit over blood. Agreed. Agreed. Then if the blood is good, also then no problem. Yeah, I'm sorry about the camera once again, boys and girls. I don't know what's up with it today, but it is what it is. We gotta deal with it sometimes. It be like that, bro. And whoa, we've been going for 2 hours. A lot to say, a lot of theories, a lot of interesting stuff here. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think we've gone over everything already. No, I'm really excited for next chapter. Extremely excited. I don't know what's gonna happen, of course, but I'm scared. I'm really scared of Gaban. For Gaban, for Gaban, not of him. Like I don't really want him to die. I really don't want him to die, but I think if he stays there for too long, there is a chance, especially because Oda said it in the final parts of the story. There will be people dying left and right. Yep. There will be people dying left and right in the final piece of the story. Yep, that's the thing. So I am scared for Gaban. For me, it was chase your dreams no matter what, and if you give up now, you will regret it forever. This line made me choose the path. Yeah, I mean, sure. Agreed, agreed, brother. 100%. That's what you should do. Yeah, I mean, guys, I think that's it. Um, Maybe tomorrow we'll open up a chess stream once again. Mujta, you wasn't in last time. Was kind of fun. Maybe we'll play together sometime. Okay, but and maybe I'll stream some other games as well. Who knows? All right, guys. Thank you, Dens. I hope you enjoyed the live. Honestly, thank you for being here and for commenting and for sharing your theories and stuff, your thoughts. It was great fun. I hope you enjoyed once again, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.